Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Nick Kinzel.
I'm Tom Hoblin.
And we got Indy Week. We got trucks at IRP, and we got Xfinity and Cup at the Indy Road Course this weekend. Should be a good one. We got a lot of notables in all of these races. Going to be a lot of fun, a lot of road course ringers, a lot of guys from all over the world coming to run at Indy this weekend.
And
boys,
what I wouldn't give to be an Indy motorsports fan right now, because to be there for this weekend, plus you got the IndyCar race too.
Yep.
Like so much racing going on right in central Indiana right now. It sucks that it's in Indiana, but it's probably the best place to be in Indiana.
Yeah, it really is. But guys, let's talk trucks at IRP. Glad to see them come back there last year after they took an 11-year hiatus from driving there. Glad to see them come back.
It's a good little track. It was fun to watch.
Absolutely. So we got the T-Sport 200, 137 miles, 200 laps. Stages 1 and 2 will be 60 laps each, and the final will be 80. Last year's winner was Grant Enfinger. And like I said, we haven't held a race before this one last year since 2011. So we don't have too much data to go off this one with all the new drivers that are in here. One notable that'll be coming into this one is Shane Van Gisbergen. He will be making his Truck Series debut, and it'll be his first time on an oval in NASCAR. So we get to see what he can do on here if he does want to go full-time racing next year. So should be fun to see the Kiwi back on track in NASCAR. And yeah, guys, this is going to be the first playoff race for the Truck Series as well. The 10 drivers that we got lined up for our playoffs is Corey Heim. He was a regular season champion. Zane Smith, Carson Hocevar, Christian Eckes, Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski, Ben Rhodes, Nick Sanchez, Matty D, and Matt Crafton. So boys, first we're going to be talking our picks for the race, and then we're going to be doing a little playoff discussion. So Nick, who you got for the Truck Series race Friday night at IRP?
All right, so this is like a reset. It's time to hit the reset button here. You got your 10 to go for a title, and I just got to go with a guy. If you could take away these last 2 months, there's the only guy I think that would want to see that happen. It's the 38 trucker Zane Smith. These summer months have been something that he's going to want to forget for a long, long time. It's been a struggle bus. But he's here. He's running for a title. He got here for a reason. I just think it's time to hit the reset button. I picked him time and time again on this show for one reason, because I know the kid can get it done. And I think the perfect way to break out of his little slump here is to go 1-for-1 in the playoffs. Give me Zane Smith at IRP.
You're going to pick the guy with the least momentum in the series.
Yeah, why not? It's a playoffs reset. Let's go.
Because I'm thinking I got to pick the guy who showed fantastic speed in just the last race. We're coming back to another short track. This is the Ty Majeski. He looked good here last year. It's where he started to really stand out. I think he's building momentum at the right time, and I think it's to the moon with Majeski. Thorsport knows how to get around here, and I think he'll get it done.
Which guy is he going to wreck for the lead this time? Is it going to be Zane again?
He didn't wreck anybody for the lead at Richmond.
I'm talking about Gateway.
All right. So for my pick to win on Friday night at IRP, I got to go with a guy who has been pretty hot as of late, Carson Hocevar. He's been picking up wins, and he's been kind of turning his career around. Everyone kind of knew him as the kind of sloppy driver. He wrecked people on purpose. He spun himself on purpose, but turned himself
around. Somebody here last year?
I believe so. Yeah, it was.
Nobody. He didn't get suspended or anything. He straight up right-reared somebody here last
year. So
again, he's like you said, he's way different than he was a year ago.
Yeah,
so
really turned himself around. Yeah, we hope. We've seen this with a lot of different drivers. So yeah, we hope that Carson turned it around, and maybe we'll see something special out of him this Friday night at IRP.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I don't either. But
All
guys,
right. Hold on. For the trucks, where do we think realistically SVG finishes?
I'd say
top 20.
24th. I'm going 24th. I
I'm-
really think he's going to struggle. I think he's going to be. It's going to take him some time to get used to it, and they're going to throw him right into it at the freaking bull ring at IRP. He's not going to light the world on fire. I would say top 20 is a win in his first go around, but realistically, I'm going 24th.
I think
Yeah.
15th, 16th.
Yeah, I'm thinking 20th place. I don't know. We'll see if he survives. Like
Yeah,
we were
it's
saying, it's the
it's more
truck
about
series.
survival. It's more
Yeah.
about survival for sure. If he can stay out of trouble and keep the thing pointed straight, which is again more difficult than road course racers and all these F1 fanatics would think it is, but keeping it straight on an oval is not the easiest thing in the world.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll survive on a short track with the truck series at the start of the playoffs. That's going to be a hard one. But guys, like I said, this is the start of the truck series playoffs. The first round will eliminate 2 drivers to make it the round of 8. Who do you see getting eliminated these next couple races?
My 2 guys getting eliminated are Nick Sanchez and Matty D. Those are my 2 guys. I just don't think are going to be. Well, Nick Sanchez, he's had a promising year. He's been in contention to win some of these races. He sits on a lot of poles. He just can't get it done. But this being his first playoff go around, I don't see it going his way. And Matty D, he's definitely an improvement from a season ago. But I just don't think the speed is up there with these other 8 guys. So I'd have to go with Sanchez and Benedetto as the first 2 out.
What are the other 2 races in this round?
We have the Milwaukee Mile and Kansas.
Ugh.
Yeah, Matt DiBenedetto does not have the speed for
No.
either of those. So for sure he's done. And I don't see Matt Crafton lighting the world on fire.
Oh shit! I forgot
I
about him.
see
He's been
I
really
see
off.
I see Nick Sanchez just doing enough to get through in the first round, but the Matt Crafton barely got in as it is. And it's not even like he's been running near the front. So I don't see him escaping this round.
Yeah, Tom, I gotta agree with you there. I think I gotta go with Matty D and Matty C as well. I mean, Matt Crafton, he really hasn't been too crazy good this year. He barely made his way into the playoffs, and if that's how the playoffs are going to be for him, I don't see it going too well. So I think he's going to be struggling. I think a guy that we're going to see really excel through these next couple of races is going to be Ty Majeski. He's so good on these short tracks. We're going to IRP and we're going to the Milwaukee Mile. So these are 2 places where he can excel and push for a deeper playoff run. So
these flat ovals, I mean, you got to look at how he did at Richmond. If they bring anything close to that truck, that Richmond truck was on another planet.
Pressure's on him. He's gonna cave.
That's all Nick hopes.
But
now I'm gonna be praying for his downfall.
I didn't even really hear his name last season until they went to IRP. He showed up and he hung about throughout the playoffs. So that's really good. Again, if Matt DiBenedetto can survive the this first round, his one NASCAR win to his name is Talladega. So I mean, obviously it's still a crapshoot even in trucks, but if he can survive this first round somehow, he's got a lot of work to do. But never say never, I guess. I don't know. Not too many redeeming qualities about that guy in general, in my mind, anyway. So I'm not going to be too bent out of shape if he does anything good or bad. It's just be like, well, it's Matt DiBenedetto. What are you going to do?
Man, remember when he used to be the most liked driver in NASCAR?
Yeah, and then he opened his mouth.
Yeah.
Kept it shut, idiot.
All right, guys. Well, let's move on to the Indy Roval now with the Xfinity Series. We got the Pennzoil 150, 151 miles, 62 laps. Stages 1 and 2 will be 20 laps each, and the final will be 22 laps. Last year's winner, AJ Allmendinger. Yeah, he's a road course ace, especially when he comes down to the Xfinity Series. Ford has won 2 out of the past 3 races that they have run on the Indy road course. So yeah,
Riley Herbst is going to win.
so yep, you can pencil Riley Herbst in there for you, Tom. But some guys that I think would say otherwise would be AJ Allmendinger. He's going to be in the 10 for Colleague. Ty Gibbs is going to be the 19 for Joe Gibbs. We know he's pretty damn good on these road courses as well. And Ross Chastain will be in the 91 for DGM. So, boys, we're talking Xfinity on the Indy road course. Who is going to survive the carnage? Tom, I think we'll start off with you.
A guy who just broke the seal on winning for sure. He just, in our most recent road course winner, might I mind you, he looked so strong in those last couple laps there. Did everything he needed to do to finish out that race. He's been waiting. Now the floodgates are going to open for Sam Mayer in the 1.
Yeah, I think so. I think his time has finally come. He's been struggling for his first couple years at Junior Motorsports, but finally won. And once you get a guy to win one, he's going to start collecting more. And
everybody says he's struggled for years, but again, the dude's 20 years old.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's been struggling at all. I'd say he's been learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's just getting started.
And again, he's got that taste of victory. He knows what it took. I mean, not too much similarities between Road America and Indy road course, other than the right turns in general. But again, he was able to hang about. He was able to dodge carnage and whatnot, keep it on the track, which was a difficult thing to do at Road America. A lot more paved spaces at the Indy road course to work with. But I think he's gonna walk into the Indy infield next week with a look in his eye. Just feeling a back-to-backer.
All right, Nick, who you got for Saturday?
Well, anytime he's in the field on a road course, especially in the Xfinity Series, he's got to go immediately jump to the top of the list. I'm gonna take the crybaby. I'm gonna take AJ Allmendinger. It's just there's not much really to say. Yeah. There's not really much to say here. The dude's just flat out good on these tracks, and especially in the Xfinity Series. When he was full time in the Xfinity Series, go to road course. AJ Allmendinger is always going to be at the front, and I expect nothing less than that come Saturday. And I really don't think Saturday's race is going to be all that good, because I think that this 10 cars is going to stink up the show. That's what he was good for when he was in the Xfinity Series, running these kind of races, stinking up the show. And I think that's what we're going to see on Saturday.
The 10 car who last episode you just said that couldn't win unless Kyle Larson sat in it.
This is true.
Can I just say though, in general, I love when AJ Allmendinger wins.
No, I used to love it. I hate it now.
No, hear me out. I love it when he wins because you can see how important it is to him and just how fired up he gets and how passionate he is for this sort of thing. And it tells us that it matters. I mean, you get these guys that win all the time and consistently win. They get out of the car and they're like, wow, it was a great race. Our team did so good. I'm happy that we got to victory lane. And AJ Allmendinger's basically doing backflips and cartwheels and screaming at the top of his lungs when he wins these races, because he knows that it's not easy, and he knows how hard he worked for it. And it shows even when he wins an Xfinity race. You think that, it's the lower series, doesn't matter as much. It matters as much to him. I mean, I think he'd cheer like that if he won on family game night playing, I don't know, Go Fish or something. If he beats you in Go Fish, you're going to get screamed at.
It's another reason why I think that you're going to see AJ Allmendinger back running on Saturdays next year. I think why did he leave Cup in the first place? Well, yeah, he kind of lost his ride at JTG Doherty. He wasn't having any fun. He was miserable every week. But what he said is that I'm going to do whatever Chris Rice and Matt Cog tell me to do. I just can't imagine this has been as much fun as going down winning multiple races a year when he was in Xfinity Series was. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the move that he wants to make, depending on how the rest of this year goes. And I think he just wants to be happy. And yeah, I might hate it when he wins, but like I'll give it to you there. Yeah, he literally celebrates every win like it's his last.
Just fun.
But
It's just a lot of fun.
he just has fun with it because yeah, like you said, you get the guys who come down there and they win these races and just like, yeah, woo, cool,
Yeah.
awesome. So no, yeah, I just wouldn't be surprised if we see him back down running on Saturdays come next season, depending on how the rest of the season goes. I think it'll just be better for him. I think he'll just be happier.
Yeah, I think so. I think he would have a lot more fun. But for my pick for the Xfinity Series race on Saturday, I got to go with Cole Custer. Been a really good driver on these road courses this year, and he won one, and now he's just lighting it up. He had a really cold start to the season, so I think we're gonna see old General Custer in victory lane for Indy.
And as
It's
you
been
said, the
one of the hotter drivers in Xfinity as of late, minus really the 20 car Cole Custer. He's come to life.
Yeah,
the Ford camp has done well in the past, but there hasn't been much history here to write. Again, yeah, but you mentioned the 20. Don't sleep on him this weekend either.
yeah, definitely.
He's going to be there.
All right, guys, so let's talk Cup Series. We got the Verizon 200-mile race, 82 laps. Stage 1 is 15, Stage 2 is 20, and the final will be 47 laps. Last year's winner was Tyler Reddick. Chevy has won the last 2 years here at the Indy road course. So let's talk notables now. We got a bunch of them coming in here
Oh,
from
I'm so excited to watch this race.
Oh yeah, we got a
I'm so
bunch of
excited.
these guys coming from all over the world. Got Jensen Button in the 15 for Rick Ware. Brody Kostecki will be in the 33 for RCR. Mike Rockenfeller is going to be taking over that 42 for Legacy. Andy Lally will be in the 51 for Rick Ware. Kamui Kobayashi will be in that 67 for 2311 Racing. And Shane Van Gisbergen is back running that 91 for Trackhouse Racing. So, boys, I'm going to be picking first, and I'm coming hot out of the gates. I'm going for a guy who just has been nowhere this year. I'm going for that 14 car of Chase Briscoe. My God, Stewart Haas Racing, they need a win, and I think they're going to get one of their random wins here at the Indy Road Course. Tom, I know I feel the same way making that pick.
Did you hear all of those incredible names you just listed?
Yeah.
That with zero NASCAR experience could run circles around all of Stewart Haas Racing this year, and you're going to pick a Stewart Haas car?
I am.
Well, it's kind of like,
well,
I feel like Tom's reacting the same way to that as when I picked Eric Almirola to win at New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And that almost worked out. Almost worked out.
We have seen Chase Briscoe at the
God.
Indy Road Course, and he almost won it when he was a rookie down there. He's pretty good on these road courses. Stewart Haas Racing gets those like one weird wins out of the year where it's not Kevin Harvick. I think it's going to be Chase Briscoe because we have seen out of Indy the past 2-3 years with this road course that there is just absolute carnage, and guys are going to be having bent fenders and hurt feelings. But I think Chase Briscoe is going to survive. He's a smarter driver, and I think he's going to get victory lane.
You should put money on that because if you win, you're going to make some money off of that for sure.
Yeah. Probably won't put money on that, but that is my hot pick of the year, everybody.
It's a hot pick of the century. He's been awful this year.
Yep. And that's why
they've all been awful this year.
Like,
minus Kevin, they've all been awful.
His best finishes that I'm looking at this driversaverages.com right now was second at the Coliseum of his heat race. That doesn't matter anything. Oh, he finished second in his heat race at Bristol Dirt. They finished fifth at Bristol Dirt and fifth at Martinsville. Finished fourth at Talladega. That's a crapshoot. Fourth at North Wilkesboro. Didn't matter. All the races that matter, he doesn't show up. Except New Hampshire, where he finished 10th.
All right. So, you know what?
Since the All-Star break, he finished 20th, 34th, 29th, 31st, 20th, 22nd, 10th at New Hampshire, 29th, 11th at Richmond, and 31st at Michigan. Ford won the race at Michigan.
Flat Oh, I know that was Ryan Preece.
This is inverse. So there's never like, it's baffling to me. But again, he ran up here and wrecked Denny Hamlin for the win. That got that. So like, I guess he's got good experience running up front here. I can't fathom.
We've seen some crazy shit happen with this Indy road course. I'm going for something crazy. I'm not going to go for someone that you think would win this race.
Well, again, then last week I said there's no way a Ford gets anywhere close to the front at Michigan. So
Tom, your track record's not really working well here.
What do I know? What do I know? Oh man. I'm gonna pick a guy that needs a good day. He had so much speed at Michigan. He won last year, but he's with a different manufacturer this year. But I think he's gonna cash in for Toyota, the 45 car, Tyler Reddick. Also, I want to buy his side note. I want to buy his diecast of the Rocket League car because that looks so good.
Oh yeah, that was a badass paint scheme.
I want that diecast. Yeah. Anyway, but I think Tyler Reddick can pull it off. He's no slouch at road courses. He's got a good friend and a good help in Kamui Kobayashi coming in to help with, especially for having somebody like that coming in to help the program out. I think it's just going to elevate all the drivers there.
Yeah.
Bubba's going to go from finishing 20th something to finishing 15 something. But no, I think Tyler Reddick can pull it off again.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, he won COTA earlier this year and just excels on these road courses. All right, Nick, who you got for Sunday on the road course?
I'm staying in the 2311 camp, and I'm going with the newcomer. I'm going with Kamui Kobayashi. He's going. I like this pick a lot because just look at Kobayashi's. Look at his resume. His IMSA stashes everywhere. He's just a flat out racer, and I just think this is going to be a track that's just going to come to him. We saw SVG on the Chicago street course, and I think that Kobayashi is going to do the same to these guys. I just think he's going to excel real well here, and yeah, I would not be surprised at all to see Kobayashi in that 67 car go to victory lane on Sunday, and I think that would just be so cool. That'd be so cool to see Kobayashi win at a track like Indy, getting his first NASCAR win. How cool would that be? Two newcomers, two ringers coming in. When is the last time? That's never happened before. Like, we've had these road ringers coming in the past, driving dog shit cars and running 33rd all day. But if we have two ringers coming in and winning these races, I just think that just puts more eyes on the sport. And I think that's what we need. So give me Kobayashi all day long.
Oh my God.
I love that.
Insane to watch somebody else show up and win in their first start ever. And I'd be much happier I was so happy to see it when Shane did it, but to see it for a Toyota and 2311 and just show how strong that camp could truly be. It just, again, hopefully Kamui's pit stops go well.
Yeah, he's gonna get a reality check.
Like, looking his stats are just insane. Just the diversity of cars that he's run. Formula One, 24-hour Le Mans World Endurance Champion. He's run IMSA races. Like, he's done it all except NASCAR. And now we're going to get him to see that. Like, and Dale Jr. said it today on the download that apparently his sim times are insane, like in a good way. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this race with all the heavy hitters that we got coming in.
I mean, again, if you're living in Australia, you already just have the storyline right there of a guy who already won in his first start, comes back, but also he's going to race one of his supercar rivals in NASCAR across the pond. Like, it's nuts to have both those guys in there. But then you got Jenson Button in there. He's got his own immaculate resume, and the new guy we added, Rockefeller. Like, it's just that's a shit car, but I mean, Jenson Button still performs well in that 15 car. So, and we know what the 91 could do. Like, it's just, there's so many storylines, and honestly, I kind of hope a Cup regular doesn't win, and it could be any of these guys that wins, just to see. And again, I think this is going to be another test to see if Shane is really ready for the Cup Series. because again, this is a much more level playing field than
Right.
The street course race. I'm pretty sure this track has less elevation change than the Chicago street race does, which is
Oh,
also
definitely.
funny as hell.
Probably. Yeah.
But again, I don't think Shane makes it look as easy. It helps. I think the turn 1 carnage just in general is going to help because they moved that restart zone back to around the last turn like they had in Chicago. I think that helps a lot with that turn 1 problem we had. Also, nobody's going to be able to Ross Chastain the field because they're making you do a stop and go on the runoff section now.
Yep.
Which, listen, I don't know if they should have penalized Ross for that because everything he did was in the rule book. Obviously, you can't gain that many spots by going off the track.
Yeah, right.
But that's on NASCAR for having bad rules. I don't think that's on Ross. Same with, I don't think at Sonoma they should have penalized Reddick. He didn't. It's not like he cut 90% of the course. He never crossed the start-finish line when he went back to the pits. And if anything, he saved them a caution. So, anyway, this is just going to be such a fun, dynamic race to watch from wherever in the world you are, because there's just about something for everybody in the world for this race.
Yep. Should be a good one. Should be a wild weekend with everything that's going to be in play with the Truck Series starting their playoffs and the Xfinity Series and Cup Series at the road course. But guys, I think that'll about wrap it up for our show here. Thanks for tuning into the Stock Car Spectacle. If you haven't yet, make sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram. So for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Nick Kinsel.
I'm Tom Hobley.
We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the weekend of racing.